Love, peace, light, and blessings, soul family. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome on in. My name is Jazz. If you're one of my A1 Day 1 subscribers, shout out to you, spiritual gangsters, you original souls. This is going to be a collective energy update. We're going to tap in. We're going to see what's good, what's tea with this Lionsgate portal energy. So if you are not familiar with Lionsgate portal, it's always Amun to the originals on my channel. So there is some Egyptian civilization origins here. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely correlates to the star Sirius and the closeness that we are encountering in the portals that open. Grand risings to everybody coming on in. I ask humbly, you guys, on the way in that you like, share, subscribe, and comment throughout this live because we really want to tap in and see what's good with tea. Hello, Savannah. Hello, my intimate poet. What's up, Helen? And grand risings to my Empress Terry. So, yes, you guys, we want to tap in. Let's see what's good with tea. What messages that the ancestors have. Like I said, it's always our moon to those originals over here on our channel. So, we have a couple of decks here that specifically have some ancient Kemet, ancient Egyptian goddesses. So that way, if they want to pop out, they get their opportunity. Grand Risings, Miss April, welcome on in. They get their opportunity to come in and spill the tea for us. So, Jazz has a few downloads for the collective here. I definitely been channeling all day yesterday. I lit my white candles for the Guinea yesterday, and I had a beautiful conversation with my lineage. And I feel like right now, what they have emphasized to me the most is that this portal is available to everybody, but that does not mean that everybody's getting ready to walk through it. So what does that mean? Y'all know I hate the saying that many are called, but few are chosen. Many are chosen, but few are called. Many are called, but few are chosen. Whatever that saying is, correct me in the comments. Many are called, but few are chosen. I call bullshit. I think everybody is called, but only a few people answer their calling. Okay, collective, that's what we're experiencing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their call. Everybody has their calling. Everybody is called here. You know what I'm saying? Many are called, but the chosen are few. I like that, the way that you worded it there, sis. That's a little different. I completely agree with that. But the whole ideology that many are called, but few are chosen, I call bullshit because everybody is called. Only a few people choose to answer their calling, right? So this Lionsgate portal here, I believe that no one man should have all that power. Everybody is created equally. That's why Spirit has separated itself so humanity can seek unity consciousness. This is my download. On the other side of this portal lies unity consciousness. On the other side of this portal lies new earth per se. I feel like separation is a disease. You hear me? Division is a disease because separation was the sacrifice of the spirit itself. Every ancient text and every ancient scroll, damn it, every hieroglyphic temple. Okay, let's date it back. All this shit shows that we share something in common, and that's the spirit, that's the soul, that's the spark, the fire. Some believe it's the prana, the air, whatever it may be. The life force itself is something that we all share. So the separation was a sacrifice here, and I believe that that was on that end. Our sacrifice on this end is the unification process, right? On the other side of this portal lies new earth and the unification process that the collective is able to undergo if you allow yourself to be called and answer the calling to unify your consciousness here. I feel like some people's ego is going to struggle with the unification process. And that's what's going to leave them behind. That's what's going to leave them on the other side of this portal. That's what's going to put them in their next season feeling like they got to catch up. Some people will experience a certain level of cognitive dissonance that's going to, it's going to feel like a chemical imbalance. And that's why prior to this reading, I was channeling Spirit has left the building. Because Spirit is tired of playing tug of war with this ego. It's either tag you're it, because we teamwork in this shit, or spirit is going to let you get real primal in your human experience and thug it out. Spirit is going to allow that ego to figure it out, because spirit is going to leave you, or that one side of you, behind and allow it to catch up. Spirit is on the other side of this portal, unifying the consciousness as we speak. That's why spirit has left the building. It's going to feel very temptive to get comfortable. It's going to feel like temptation to not grow, to not force yourself to experience the uncomfortability that comes with the changes that we getting ready to experience as a whole, as a collective. It's going to feel very uncomfortable. So the comfortability of the darkness, I tell y'all all the time, every ancient text will show you the demons was never rowdy. The demons wasn't fighting. The demons was minding their goddamn business in all these ancient texts. We may not have liked their path or who they serve, right? But opinions are like assholes. We all have them. They may not like our path and what we serve. You hit me? But in every ancient text, the demons weren't rowdy. They weren't fighting. Y'all know who was fighting? Michael, Raphael. Them archangels, the ones that was like this with God. Them angels was the ones starting shit. Them angels was the ones going to war. Them angels was the ones fighting, because them angels was the ones ready for change. Light versus darkness. There is no one better than the other. There is an equivalent balance of both here, you guys. So hear me when I say, light is so fast sometimes that scientists can't even measure it. The speed of light is so fucking fast sometimes, because this light itself is symbolic of movement. So when we talk about the spiritual journey, the spirit is all about evolving and ascending and taking you from point A to point B and getting you to the best version of yourself. But best believe, when you come to this lowest plane of existence, when you come to this third dimension, that spirit is not in its domain. That spirit needs weaponry. That spirit needs armor. That spirit has a shadow aspect to combat what we are literally experiencing on a regular basis, because your spirit is too pure sometimes to make the necessary decisions that needs to be made in order for you to get to point A and point B. So your shadow is necessary. You hear me? But you want to know something about the shadow? Why the demons wasn't fucking shit up, why the demons wasn't fighting in none of these ancient texts, why the demons was literally chill, because the darkness is peaceful. Just close your eyes for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and see how peaceful you feel in triple darkness. The darkness doesn't like movement. The darkness likes stillness, because that's what darkness is. It's stillness. It doesn't like to move. So some of y'all egos right now are just so comfortable that it doesn't want to move with the spirit. The spirit may be moving too fast for the ego to catch up. But spirit is not waiting for the ego no more. Spirit is ready for the ego to be forced to change. Spirit is ready for the ego to have its back against the wall right now. So everybody is being called to walk through this portal and catch up to spirit and unify their consciousness here. No one man should have all that power, because all the power lies within us. I told y'all in the last reading, if you learn from me, you're just teaching yourself what you already know. Peace Reign says, spirit of what? Whatever you clarify spirit to be. The spirit that I speak of is the spirit that created all things. So my spirit, your spirit, everybody's spirit. Everybody's spirit here. So let's tap in, y'all. Those are my downloads for the Lionsgate portal, from me to you, from my ancestors to you. So we're going to bless this reading one time for the one time. Let's tap in. Let's see what's good with tea with these Lionsgate portal energies. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, ascended masters. Mother God, Father God, I ask that you utilize me as a humble vessel. Fill me up with divine love, divine light, divine lessons, divine blessings, divine guidance, and divine intuition for myself and for the collective. I ask that you fill us up until we overflow, mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Ashe to our ancestors. Ayi Bobo to my lineage, and Amun to those originals. You said I just blocked that loss, so y'all, I already put her in a timeout. Let me see if I could hide user on this channel. Remove. No, I just deleted a message. Let me see if I can add a moderator. I thought I seen Savannah in here, y'all. There we go, Terry. I just added you as a moderator. But no, we're going to let sis stay on, because at the end of the day, these are our lower vibrations, you guys. Remember your lower selves. Remember your not so conscious selves. Remember your less evolved, less ascended selves. Would you not want a beautiful representation of the higher version of yourself to help you evolve in those now moments when you were that version of yourself? I'm the higher representation of her highest version of herself. She needs me. She needs us here, collective. She needs us, soul family. So I did hide her comments so that way she doesn't affect you guys vibing in the comments. But Shorty won't get these messages. All right? The ancestor says you gonna get these messages. Okay? She needs to hear it. She does, y'all. And that's how you show compassion for the spirit that we share. The unity consciousness that's necessary for us to all collectively evolve. If I'm doing the work and the rest of the collective is not doing it, are we really making a difference? You hear me? So my lower self could have just blocked her or went off on her or gave her a mouthful, but I feel like she needs us. She needs to get these ancestral messages, honey. So, aye, bull, let's get into it. We're going to start with the Starseed Oracle, y'all. And we're going to get an overall energy from the ancestors. Oh, yeah. Savannah says she still is in here. Savannah is our moderator, you guys. Knowing Savannah, she probably scrolled to the beginning so she could catch herself up. And that's probably why she ain't see shorty comments. We do have a beautiful moderator. We did just add Terry as a moderator too. Overall energy, please, ancestors. Lionsgate portal. It says empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. So I do feel this energy here. The Lionsgate portal, look at that. It looks like she's literally going through a portal. You hit me? Like that mirror is just a reflection of what she's getting ready to experience or what she's been calling in. Or like I said, these portals are open to everybody because everybody is called. Only a few people just choose to answer that calling. So some of you guys right now are really, really tapped into the solar plexus chakra energy where you are feeling. There is a big energy of having empathy for self, and as a result being able to empathize and have compassion and grace with one another. This is the unity consciousness. Some of us have been so hard on ourselves that we look at other people and we're only able to criticize because we are our own worst critics. So we are mirroring to everybody and everything else around us the critical thinking or the hard thinking or the harsh thinking that we have of self towards others. This is the portal we're getting ready to go through, is realizing that mistakes are necessary, failure is necessary in order to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Being able to have grace with yourself, like we channeled in the new moon and Leo reading. This is the energy that I feel like the ancestors are really encouraging us to tap into. Grace, y'all. Some of us are so hard on our kids, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our mothers, our fathers. Some of us are struggling with empathy, compassion, and forgiveness as a result of how we treat ourselves to begin with. Some of y'all feel like y'all have no room for mistakes. Some of y'all feel like y'all are just your own worst critics. When y'all look at yourselves in the mirror, instead of acknowledging and really giving yourself the accolades that you deserve here, I feel like you critique and you look at, I just heard the song Beyonce, Pretty Hurts. So in that song, she's like, pretty hurts, we shine a light on whatever's worse. Perfection is a disease of a nation. So she's saying, we just shine a light on whatever's worse. Pretty hurts. We shine a light on whatever's worse. You try to fix something, but you can't fix what you can't see. Cause it's the soul that needs the surgery. Some of us are just really too hard on ourselves, not realizing that soul surgery is necessary. Shadow work is necessary. As you can see, it's like she's diving into the mirror, looking on the inside at things that she's been trying to maybe fix physically or aesthetically, but it's actually spiritually embedded, or in you know what I'm saying, like it's spiritually there. It's something that's either coming from the past life, or it's something that's coming from the childhood. There is something to be acknowledged when you look in the mirror at the spirit versus the flesh. And that's why in the song it says that we shine a light on whatever's worse. Some of y'all have worked on fixing certain things, but then instead of sitting in that energy of I did it, I made it, and I worked on it, you're steadily looking for what's next. It doesn't give you celebratory moments that are necessary to keep the spirit in a high vibration, I feel. Let's go ahead and get Empathetic Starseed out the book. It says empathetic starseeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything beyond being here, thanks to the energetic change their physical presence causes. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathetic starseeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to addiction and depression, or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. Natural introverts, they tend to prefer spending time alone or in small groups. Crowds can be overwhelming for them. If this card appears, consider lightening the load energetically. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. If you're feeling pressured to keep up a certain pace, instead, put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby. Do whatever you can to take the pressures of the world off your plate. Switch off to switch back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more, but perhaps being present in our life is enough. This could be a phase you're going through, or simply how you're being called to live your life. If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. You don't need to transmute it all. It's okay to look after your own growth and healing before feeling you should offer it to the world. Indeed, it's necessary if you want to continue to do so sustainably. Another message that came out, y'all, a lot of you guys, as healers, as empaths, as spiritual beings, you might feel like a lot of negative energies become a moth to your flame, to your soul. You might feel like spirit may send you people in need of your gift, of your healing ability, or whatever the case may be. This is also about reflecting on how much you should be giving and how much spirit wants you to be taking as well. Sometimes the healer has a hard time understanding reciprocation, because the gift of giving is more understood or understood than the act of receiving here. So some of you guys might realize that spirit may be putting you in a position to attract like-minded individuals, people who are able to replenish your energetic source, your life force, people who come into your life and pour back into your cup, even if you are in the position to give them some the ability to drink here. Okay, so something about energetic vampires. Some people who may not be ascending with you right now, it may feel like they're pulling from you energetically. You know what I'm saying? Some people who may not be evolving at the pace that spirit has you evolving, they're gonna begin to feel like, you know what I'm saying, when you get around them vibrationally, they suck down the vibration, because you almost gotta dumb it down for them to get it. You know what I'm saying? The more that your consciousness out here becomes enlightened, or the more that you choose to evolve it, you'll find yourselves put in a lot of positions here, collective, where you gotta dumb it down so that they could get it. Yep, the goddess of psychic protection. I don't think she wants y'all to dumb it down so they could get it. She wants y'all to put yourself in a position where you can use the psychic abilities that I feel like the collective is tapping into. Y'all see that pineal gland is on fire. Hot fire. That pineal gland is lit up. You know what I'm saying? Don't dumb it down so they could get it. What's the point of elevating your consciousness so that way that you could dumb it back down? Stay on your rank. Stay put. You know what I'm saying? Make them come up and get that shit. She said, what you believe, you create. No one can harm you. When I say this is so mirroring the new moon and Leo energy, and I'm not surprised, because both energetic shifts actually happened at the same damn time, which was 8/8, which was yesterday, y'all. So it says, what you believe, you create. No one can harm you. No one can harm you. Who is these enemies that y'all speak of, and how do y'all know them so well? You know what I'm saying? If somebody tell you more about Satan than they tell you about their creator, that'd be my question. How you know this nigga so well? What he look like? You know what I'm saying? There is no enemy outside of yourself here, collective. So your psychic abilities can be your blessing or your curse. Don't let that mind be the tool or the weapon used against you. Period. The goddess of psychic protection is telling you to get to know your own voice. Get to know your higher self. Get to know your intuitive abilities here. Get to know, you know what I'm saying, which one of them voices is with you or against you. And then be very discerning. Be very discerning. It says what you believe you create here. So the hardest part about, I feel like, spiritually awakening ourselves is coming to the terms that the law of attraction is real, my nigga. So if you really don't like where you are right now, collective, you could sulk in that. I'll give you a day or two, a week. You know what I'm saying? Sit with that. But then you gotta eventually come to terms with the fact that some way, some shape, some form, I played a part in this, or it's playing a part in where I'm trying to go. One way or another, we are attracting people, places, and things to us like a magnet. And the goddess of psychic protection came out to really, really tell you guys, pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your vibrations here. Pay attention to your mindset, your beliefs, because every single day, these are the things that the universe is responding to. It's not responding to the facade. It's not responding to how you fake it till you make it. It's responding to the third eye. That's what it's really, really vibing with right now. So where has your third eye been? How has it been tapped into? How much focus has it been given? You know what I'm saying? Because that's right now what the universe is looking for. It's that third eye energy. And it's also saying no one can harm you. So one thing for sure, two things for certain. All my elders, everybody that came before me, rule number one, never regurgitate fear. You hear me? If every time you click on a reading, or every time you click on a message, or every time you clicking on something to get motivation, to strengthen your faith, to help you grow, and all you hear is some negative shit, all you hear is some fear-mongering shit, all you hear is some stuff that's not really keeping you on 10 toes down on your path and on your journey, if you hear things that deter you from your path, from your journey, if you hear things that implement fear into your heart, into your mind, these are not things that I feel like are conducive towards the progression of the spiritual collective whatsoever. And these energies do exist, but perspective is power. How we choose to deliver those messages is on the messenger. You hear me? That's it. So pay attention to what you guys are mentally soaking up. Some of these messages, some of these energies, they belong to others, not you here. That's why it says empathetic starseed. It says energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. Some of y'all really be listening to certain things or looking at certain things from a wrong perspective here. Some of the power that you're giving over is so unnecessary here. And I feel like it's to other individuals or to other entities. And like I said, there is a strong, because it says psychic protection, energy of the tarot collective, of the spiritual collective, of the conscious community. Blind leading the blind energy. That's why the third eye is on fire. Because discernment. That's what the collective is tapped into now. What's mine and what's not mine. Taking what resonates and leaving what does not here, collective. That's just very specific to our community, I feel, honestly speaking, because it says no one can harm you. But you, I feel, collective. But you here. Let's get another message from the ancestors, please. We have Quatesh. I'm so eager to see what type of goddess origins that she has. Let's see. Why am I eager to see that though? Quatesh. I just want to see where she's from though. Okay, so I mean her message is pleasure. And it says Egyptian. I knew it. That's why I wanted to look at it. So she is an Egyptian goddess. This is one that I don't know about. So, like I said, it's always Amun to those originals on my channel. Goddess Quatesh. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you're always welcome to show face on my channel. Amun to those originals. That's why Spirit said get her out the book real quick. So Quatesh was a Sumerian goddess later worshipped by the ancient Egyptians. While she ended up as an aspect of Hathor, she was originally a deity of pleasure. Quatesh demonstrated that pleasure is sacred and the sacred is pleasure. Her devotees believed that every time they experienced the fullness of joy, happiness, and pleasure, just for the sake of it, as long as it did not break the law, it was a prayer to this goddess. This may seem a strange way to look at pleasure, especially if we look at this through a traditional Western Christian framework. Quatesh cult viewed pleasure as holy, rather than something to be controlled by guilt, regret, or shame. If we don't allow ourselves to experience pleasure, whether it takes the form of laughter, play, sensuality, or practicing our talents, we are less than whole. We need to recognize that over time, we are much less effective in our emotional and public lives if we do not experience regular doses of pleasure. If we focus too much on serious issues and take ourselves too seriously, then our lives are not complete. Life, work, friends, and family can be overwhelming at times, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to cope with the demands of the everyday. Even those of us who have more physical natures, such as those who participate in sports on a regular basis, often turn to the pleasurable activity into a mental game by making it a competition. That's big true. That's facts. A big part of pleasure is letting go. This does not mean surrender, as in give up. It simply means to hand over all of our stresses and all of our worries. Wow, I just heard that the divine feminine is sexually liberated. I feel this energy of, like they said, all of that shame, all of that blame, all of that body shaming that we've been under scrutiny for thousands of years. Let's be real. Patriarchy has been in effect for thousands of years. They said that the people who worship this beautiful goddess here, they look at pleasure as a form of worship because sex and spirituality go hand in hand, you guys. The only physical evidence that we have that we are actually co-creators is through the act of reproduction here. The only that shows the true power of the divine, of source, of the most high is not a male, it's not a female, but it's an androgynous hermaphrodite like energy. Not person, not human, but energy. So the act of pleasure, meaning the act of divine masculinity and divine femininity coming together, is sacred here. It is beautiful here. I believe that it is one of the most powerful energies that we have available to us on this plane of existence. Love in sex creates spirits or creates physical, tangible proof that we are creators here. I feel this energy of divine feminine liberation. I feel this energy of womb healing as well. I feel like I just heard black love. I just heard love. You know what I'm saying? People are really, really connecting through that connection of sex and spirituality. People are deepening their connection with their partners during these acts of sex here. Tantra is very, very heightened and prevalent with this Lionsgate portal. I feel that couples are going to be deeply connecting. I feel that singles are going to be newly finding the sacred space within sex. This is the elimination of casual sex here as well. I feel like pleasure and sex is being looked at through a more spiritual perspective, just period. Let's go ahead and get another message, please, Spirit. So that's one Egyptian goddess. I appreciate your presence. And I did not even know who she was, so I appreciate the knowledge here as well, ancestors. But yes, y'all, I don't know why I just feel like all of that body shaming, all of that us looking at our bodies, even from, y'all gotta look at how divine feminines have been bred. The moment that you hit menstruation, it's almost like your parents have to prep you for the predator energy that you're getting ready to experience because of fucking patriarchy. You know what that does to a young girl? You know what that does to a young woman? It makes her feel like her body is dirty or degrading. At the age of 11, 12, 13, when we're typically coming on our menstrual cycles, that's when mom and dad got to tell you that you can't wear shorts like the little white girls because your hips is spread different. That's when mom and dad got to tell you that the dress got to be below the knees because these weird ass pedophile ass niggas and predators is getting ready to look at you different. Subconsciously, what that's doing to the feminine psyche is making her shameful of her body immediately before she even taps into womanhood, before she even understands herself. You know what I'm saying? This is liberation of that. Because the same way that a man can be sexually liberated, the same way that a man can freely and willingly share his body with any goddamn being that he feels like, is the same way that a woman, the equivalent to that masculine energy, should be able to do the same damn thing. Just period. With no stereotypes, no stigmas, and no negative connotations. Just period. All of that patriarchy, body shaming that has been placed upon. Look at how we dominate the pornography industry. Look at how we dominate the beauty industry, especially black women here. Let me do it for the culture one time, y'all, because we spend billions of dollars in both of these industries, not because we are ashamed of ourselves, but because the world, the patriotic society, has given us a visualization of what they deem to be beautiful. So if that ass ain't sitting and them titties ain't perky, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? If your face ain't beat and your hair ain't 30 inches, you hear me? These are their representations of their beauty standards. And what do? We follow suit. And we spend billions of dollars in these industries because we have been programmed to body shame ourselves. Not because we don't like it, but because we are conforming, we are appeasing a society that has dominated in patriarchy. Look at how they standing behind her. It's like we are appeasing a society that's dominating in patriarchy. Look at the whole imagery. It's like, this is divine feminine liberation, I feel. Let's get another message, ancestors. It says, embrace the sacred feminine. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. The divine feminine is sacred by nature. You know what I'm saying? We all come from womb man, and yet we all worship man. When man comes from womb man, even man itself, whether it's Homo sapien or in nature, in the wildlife, comes from womb man. And sacred femininity has not been embraced for hundreds of years. Sacred femininity has not been acknowledged for hundreds of years. So do you know what the sacred feminines have to do? Stick out like a sore thumb or fall the fucking line. Now, how many of us really stick out like a sore thumb? I mean, I'm one of them, baby. I'll tell you one thing for sure, two things for certain. I was one of them ancestors that jumped off the ship. My North Node is in Scorpio. I really hate all this shit. I'm ready for a change like it's no tomorrow, y'all. And I believe that one of the biggest changes that we are all responsible for is the restoration of the equality. We are not equals, but we are equally yoked. We can't do what a masculine do, you hear me? But they damn sure can't do what we do either. That's the beauty of it all. It's not domination, but it's unification. You know what I'm saying? And there is a huge separation between masculinity and femininity here. Let's go ahead and clarify some of this here. It says embrace the sacred feminine. Some of us are really beginning to acknowledge that you are literally a walking portal. You want to talk about Lionsgate portal? What about the feminine portal? You are a walking portal down here. Access between dimensions. Literally. You are the only proof of being the creator that we have here, divine feminine. You take spirit and turn it into flesh. What type of magical creature are you, sis? I mean, sometimes we all need a reminder. You bleed every fucking month without dying, and you do it effortlessly. You literally undergo the equivalence of the pain tolerance of every bone breaking in your body just to bring life into this world. I mean, let's just embrace the sacred feminine one time for the one time. I don't feel like we do it enough. I don't feel like we do it enough. And that's why the womb has so much trauma. That's why the womb is in need of so much healing, because the sacred feminine has not been protected. She has not been preserved. She has not been properly respected and acknowledged since probably ancient Kemet. Let's be real. We talking tens of thousands of years ago. That Ankh representation of life had her womb sitting on top with the phallus sitting on the bottom, because that phallus is created through that womb. Within that triple darkness here, collective, we all start out as a Y chromosome. Am I correct? X is male, Y is female. We all start off as a Y chromosome, meaning we all start off female. Before those ovaries drop in the second trimester and turn into testes. Everybody comes into this plane of existence as female until your second trimester, when gender is determined. The ovaries are literally the same thing as the testes. They just drop from inside the body outside the body. So instead of producing eggs, which is the garden, you just produce sperm, which is the seed. But everybody not only comes from woman, but comes into this existence as woman before spirit deems which form of that polarity is necessary during that act of creation or reproduction. I'm just saying, they just wanted me to put some respect on the sacred feminine. I'm just doing my job. That's it. Empathetic starseed. That energy. What is this empathetic starseed? It says energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. That was a lot. And I'm not, y'all see all that? I'm not taking all that. That was a lot. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. That was that energy of giving versus receiving. A lot of people right now really know how to give love. They know how to give help. They know how to give care. They know how to give affection. But the moment that somebody come into your life and begin to show you signs that they're able to reciprocate, I feel like you're just not accustomed to that here, collective, with the Eight of Cups. I feel like you kind of push people away, or you run away from that energy, because you have been bred, or you have been taught, some of you guys here, how to only give. That when you have to receive now, you are either super uncomfortable that you run from it, from the mirror that's been placed in front of you here, those like-minded individuals, those soul family members that are genuinely here for you, that have the ability to ground you, balance you, and reciprocate that same love, that same energy that you dish out. Some of you guys are coming to the realization how much you may push people away subconsciously, meaning you don't mean to do this, but it's literally how you are bred out here, how you was raised out here. Some people was raised on love, and some people was raised on survival. I tend to see that those who were raised on survival typically don't know how to receive love, even if they know how to give it. So to those who resonate with that, if you were raised on survival, you may know how to give love because that's all you've ever wanted, but you may be stuck in a process of receiving love because you've never known how. Spirit wants you to teach yourself how to allow yourself to receive the same type of energies that you dish out, that you give out. Clarify that Eight of Cups to the Six of Pentacles. With the Tower, I feel like a lot of unexpected people, places, and things are coming into the collective's lives to place this mirror in front of them. These are realizations, these are epiphanies that there are people like you out here. You know what I'm saying? There are people like you out here, collective. Even if the majority has shown you they ass, even if the majority has shown you otherwise, Spirit never wants you to give up on the fact that there are soul family members, there are like-minded individuals, there are people who you incarnated with that share the same beautiful morals, values, goals, purity, all that shit, walk, belief, all that shit. And here come these people. But before you push them away, before you literally walk away because it's uncomfortable or unfamiliar, allow yourself to feel just a piece of what it is that you do for others or that you give to others. You know what I'm saying? Don't run from that love, even if it feels too damn good. That's what you out here giving. So that's what you out here in need of receiving or deserving of here. Clarify the goddess of psychic protection, Spirit. It says, what you believe you create, no one can harm you. Goddess of psychic protection. Okay, we got the Nine of Swords. Those are fears and anxieties with the star. Healing. What's up, Aquarius? Introduce your shit. Welcome to the reading. Perfect timing. Healing all of them fears and anxieties. A lot of you guys have voices in your head that you need to discern, whether that's your highest self or whether that's the enemy sent to allow you to discern the voices. Just period. Them enemies get sent by your creator. They don't just show up without permission. I just feel like a lot of you guys are healing your fears and your anxieties. A lot of what you are currently believing, they do not match your highest vibration or do not match where you're trying to go. It says no one can harm you. So I'd rather be my villain in my story. I'd rather be my own enemy in my story. Because when it's time to tame this beast, I got the fucking ability to do so. I can't have that control over anything or anybody else, collective. So just take your power back as we speak. Those fears and those anxieties, if you acknowledge that they come from you, they were sent by you, you created them, and you can dismantle and destroy them as soon as you put your mind to it, that's what happens. They get healed, they get dismantled, they get destroyed with that star energy. What are these fears and anxieties? What are these fears and anxieties? Okay, we got the Five of Wands. I just feel like this is the conversations with self, you guys. There's an inner confliction because it's not in alignment with the wishes. It's not in alignment with the prayers. The conversations that you're having with yourself right now is preventing you from being in alignment with what you want right now. It's burdensome. There's a lot of inner confliction with those conversations with self. We got to do better with the grace and the empathy that we have for self. We really do. Clarify pleasure. Quatesh. Goddess Quatesh. Clarify this pleasure. Alright, it came out face down. Clarify pleasure. We got the Fool. Okay. So I do feel this energy of a lot of people getting rid of their fears surrounding pleasure, surrounding sex. This is big Aries energy. We now have the Fool to the Magician. A lot of people are manifesting very deep sacred connections in this now moment. I feel connections that allow you to experience oneness, tantra, things of that nature. I feel like this is a brand new cycle, meaning it's coming after a series of pain, possibly coming after a series of healing here as well with the Ten of Swords. I feel like it's coming after a series of maybe bad decisions, bad habits, things that literally just felt like it was never letting up. You know, now the collective is beginning to manifest differently with that Magician energy and taking more risk now, because it all involves risk taking. New journeys here as well with the Two of Wands. You know what I'm saying? Some of these lifetime partners that the collective is beginning to manifest in this season is going to result in family. It's going to result in lineage intertwining. It's going to result in generation building, and things like that. Because here come the King of Wands. Y'all already know that's King Dingaling. So I love the fact that he's popping out there with the pleasure message, meaning that a lot of the sexual connections that some of you guys are getting ready to find yourself involved in is getting ready to be purely sacred. I feel like a lot of these connections have been contracted to, and that's why the generations are going to become intertwined or involved. I do strongly feel here that a lot of people, divine feminine specifically, are getting ready to heal some aspects of body shaming. Literally. It's just like whatever was holding you back here, the full energy gives me straight up liberation. And that's what's allowing you to manifest either your lifetime partner, your husband, if that's the lane that you want to walk down, your divine counterpart, whatever the case may be, healing that, closing that cycle out where our bodies are looked at in a certain way. This is literally taking our power back here with the Ten of Swords as well. Clarify, embrace the sacred feminine. Embrace the sacred feminine. Okay. All right, so the very first one we had out was the Emperor, okay, with the Two of Cups. So, ooh, I like this energy. Ooh, I like this energy. This is not even the divine feminine embracing the feminine. No. This is divine masculine looking at divine feminine in a brand new light. Okay? This is divine masculine. This is the Emperor taking a seat to look at divine feminine in a different light. This is the Emperor acknowledging the Empress role in his life, in the collective, within humanity. I love this right now. On the other side of this portal is unity consciousness. This is the Emperor giving the Empress her throne. This is the Emperor giving the Empress her praise, her respect, her accolades. This is him sharing the throne, y'all. That's that energy. You know what I'm saying? This is finally patriarchy realizing, damn, I do bad all by myself. I'm just saying, you built a lot of shit here, patriarchy. Let's give them their credit where it's due. But I could do so much better. You hear me? Like, that's that energy. This is the equality that we all seek within the collective. That's that energy. Giving you your throne while I still sit on mine. Because we could both have it. I could still be powerful while knowing that there are strengths that I have that you may not have, but you strengthen me up when it comes to my weaknesses here as well with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is all about being equally yoked. Damn it, we not equals because my masculine has strengths that I have. And I gotta give it to Bae. You know what I'm saying? But he know damn well that it's just certain things I do better. Because those are my strengths. So when he weak, I got him. That's how God made us, y'all. And when I'm weak, he got me. You know what I'm saying? That's that divine masculine, divine feminine energy. That's that Two of Cups energy. Being equally yoked while still never, ever being equal, because we will never be the Emperor and we will never be able to do what the Emperor does. And we should never strive to want that position either, because when it comes to the Empress, he can't hold a candle to her shit either. That's the beauty of these dynamics. Here comes justice. That's the balance. I love this energy. That's the balance. That's the karmic justice. These are the scales being balanced. On the other side of this portal, karmically, divine masculine and divine feminine is getting ready to go into a type of union of balance. The Eight of Pentacles came out because this is what's being worked on spiritually, mentally, physically. Is balance, restoration of unification and balance, y'all. Let's go ahead and get our closing message from the ancestors. I really love that. That was cute. The way it even came out, Emperor to the Two of Cups. It's like, all right, babe, I ain't giving up my throne, but I'll be damned if I don't put you on your own. You know? We got 24 people in the building. We only have 18 thumbs up. I humbly ask on your way in. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, you guys. Let's go ahead and get our closing message. That was a beautiful energy. Embracing the sacred feminine is not a solo mission. It requires the divine masculine to be on board. It requires patriarchy to jump on that bandwagon too, though. You know? Let's go ahead and get our closing message. Ancestors. Let's close out this Lionsgate portal. I did terrible timing. What else is new? You can't make this shit up. I can make you put your cards down. We got the Beltane. Fertility. I can make you put your cards down. I can make you put your cards down. Okay? Spirit made a sacrifice. That sacrifice was separation. Our sacrifice is unification. Unifying the divine masculine and the divine feminine, that's one. Unifying our communities, that's two. Unifying our lineage and our families, that's three. But this one right here, nigga, that polarity being unified, I feel like that is what can unify everything. This separation that we have experienced between masculine and feminine energies, this is what's on the other side of the portal. It's unifying us, unifying love first. And within the unification of love, for self, for one another, we find unity within the collective, y'all. Love literally heals all, is what this is saying. In sex, pleasure, fertility, things of that nature, this heals. Okay? Whatever negative connotations, whatever shame, whatever guilt, whatever energies that you have preconceived about these things, we need to start to look at these things such as fertility, co-creation, reproduction as sacred. I myself and a lot of you guys who have been raised religious or cultural, you know what I'm saying? We have as women been looked to view our bodies as these fucking sacred temples, and they are. They absolutely are. You are a walking portal. So you ain't about to sit here and hand everybody the keys to the gates of heaven or the little piece of it that the creator gave you. No, not everybody's deserving of that. But you are also not deserving of feeling as though the reason why you choose to not do that is because you are ashamed, because you feel guilt. Your body is beautiful. Our bodies are beautiful, and what they are capable of doing here is magical. It is sacred. A lot of you guys are getting ready to step into parenthood. Some of y'all are going to become mothers. Some of y'all are going to become fathers, because some of these spirit babies are contracted in your spiritual contract. Some of these counterparts are contracted in your spiritual contract. Some of you guys may be feeling like you're undergoing metaphysical pregnancies. Your boobs might be getting firmer. Your hips might be spreading. You might be putting on some weight. You might be feeling fatigued, nauseous. I just heard spiritual pregnancies because the womb is spiritually activated or the portal is spiritually fertile. Don't let me lose you. They be showing my shaman. Let's just get this out the book so I can end it. Been feeling nauseous and shit like that? It's a spiritual pregnancy. Your body is metaphysically ahead of its time line. Don't let me lose you. It says the God sows deep his natural seed, impregnates goddess, nature's need. And from this union will come birth, yours to share across this earth. This magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be, there it is, done. The energy of the cross-quarter festival, Beltane, surrounds you. This celebrates the god impregnating the goddess, who in mother form bursts forth growth from spring into summer. Like the goddess of nature at this time, you are nearly in full bloom. The tiny seeds of creativity you've planted earlier have developed. Their shoots have sprung and are ready to blossom. This marks a very fertile time for you. A new idea or project can now be fulfilled. Your creative power is stirring within you, ready to be birthed. Success will follow as you draw upon the gifts of that element of fire, whose rights are honored throughout the festival of Beltane. Passion, desire, confidence, and strength accompany you as you take appropriate action towards your dreams and goals. It says explore your sexuality. Your ideas are coming to fruition. Do what you feel passionate about. Taking action will bring about desired results. Participate in a fire walk. Time to celebrate. Some of y'all are getting ready to experience a sexual partner or a sexual encounter that's getting ready to give you your first spiritual sex experience. Your first tantric experience. Typically when that happens, there is an activation. You typically connect the divine father to the divine mother. You might experience your ocean for the first time. You might I'm trying to make this PG-13, y'all. You might transcend. You might end up leaving the body momentarily, because when there's a spiritual contract there, the flesh is really not in charge. You know what I'm saying? There is no way for me to make it PG-13. So we're going to leave it there. I send you guys love, peace, light, and blessings. If you would like to book a personal reading with Jazz, all my information is down low in the description box below. If you would like to check out the spiritual shop, please feel free to do so. We have all 4 scented candles in stock. We have our I Shade Away protection candle. We have our self-love, self-explanatory candle. We have our perfect peace, namaste candle. And we have our energy manifestation candle. I highly recommend when big portals like this open to limit the amount of spell work, candle work, ritual work that you do, and try to focus more so on cerebral work, meditative work, and things like that, because when portals are open, energies become chaotic in the ethers. You know what I'm saying? So this is the time to journal. This is the time to do like little burning bowl rituals or things like that, but nothing too deep. Give the energy time to shift all the way, which will probably be like in 3 days, so counting today and 2 more days, and then y'all can start to get real shamanic on it. I love you guys. Until next time, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe,